Some huge news coming out with a massive developer update featuring tons of quality of life improvements, killer updates, perk updates, and even some map variations. Kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. We're going to be live on Twitch soon, giving away some DLC codes for Vecna, so if you want to get your hands on that, join up the stream, and we're also giving away exclusive charms that you can only get by watching the Fog Whispers. Join on over twitch.tv/theking. With that being said, let's take a look at this developer update. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of these changes, starting off with the night with a medium update. So there's a couple of new things. First of all, they added the ability to manually swap between guards. This is actually crazy. So instead of always having the same guards going in cycle, you can now just pick whatever guard you want, which is really cool. Actually, it really helps the night significantly because now you don't have to shuffle through every single guard. I like it. Patrol paths must be at least 10 meters in length, so now you can't just make a really short line and have the night guard just walking back and forth. Another good change, I'd say. And they added a multiplier to the guard hunt time based on the path length. The longer path increases the hunt time up to a maximum of 1.5 the normal duration. This is to encourage making longer paths. And finally, they said when the night is within 8 meters of the guard's hunt timer depletes 3 times faster. So essentially, they're trying to make it so that you can't call out a guard and then at a loop specifically and then try to mind game the survivor. I think people won't be too happy with this change, but I see that they're trying to make it so that they're diverse. They're doing their own separate things and you're not necessarily using your power more so to help you in chase. We'll see how the change goes over. They then made a bunch of different changes to the guards themselves. They reduces the Carnifix's hunt time to 12 seconds. This was 24. They increased the Jailer's hunt time to 24. This was 12. And a bunch of other changes. The Carnifix breaking time has been changed. Assassin's breaking time has been changed. Jailer's breaking time has been changed. And all of the detection ranges have been adjusted as well, along with a ton of updated add-ons. So they said that Map of the Realm and Pillage Mead were fan favorite add-ons. So they have incorporated some of their effects into the base kit. They've reviewed many of the night's add-ons to bring the strongest and weakest add-ons closer together. So a little bit of balancing when it comes down to the add-on specifically. Not too bad. We'll see how it goes for the night. Next on the list is the Singularity with another medium update. A couple of new things as well. So we have taking control of a biopod will now cause it to aim at the nearest survivor within line of sight. That's actually a pretty good change. So instead of going into the biopod and then manually looking, it'll just automatically be there. They said after a quarter of a second, targeting progress now decays over the next 0.5. When controlling a biopod, survivor now only glow if they have been targeted. They decrease the biopod targeting cooldown after slipstreaming to a survivor to 3 seconds. This was 3.5. And they improved the UI when using biopods and when shooting with the killer. Sounds like good changes. They then said they've added something new. They added the ability to destroy currently controlled biopods, so that's nice. So instead of shooting it with your ability, you can now just destroy it straight out, which is really nice. Another change, the killer can now hear audio by default when controlling a biopod. Very nice. The killer now receives killer instinct when a survivor is slipstreamed. That's pretty good too. The last controlled biopod has its aura revealed in yellow for 10 seconds. Love to see it. The Singularity gains 3% haste while in overclock mode. I think that actually might be really crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Overclock's duration no longer scales with the number of substream survivors. They increased the overclock base duration to 5.7 seconds. This used to be 4.7. And stun caused by perks like head-on blast mine during overclock will now cause overheat. Another new thing they added was an aim assist effect while shooting slipstream survivors, which I like, and increase an aim assist while creating biopods, so should feel a lot smoother. There's a lot of other changes here. Oh my. We have a passive EMP printing at the supply crate is now limited to 97%. The remaining progress must be manually done by the survivors. Beautiful. I like that. Supply cases that have reached the passive printing limit now have their aura reveals in yellow, so you'll always see them as a survivor. Disabled biopods will pulse shortly before they are reactivated. Decrease the aura reading range of supply crates to 28 meters, decrease the range of EMPs to 8 meters, and decrease the immunity to slipstream after using an EMP to 0.35. Okay, so some interesting changes that they have. I like them. There's still a few more. Obviously, they updated all of the add-ons, and they also reduced the time it takes to switch back to the singularity to 0.5 and reduce the time it takes to swap back to the singularity when near a hooked survivor to 1.5. So a lot of good balance and buffs for the singularity. It looks like we are now getting into the perks, and I've actually seen a couple of perks already, which look pretty good. Let's start with Darkness Revealed. Increase the aura reveal duration to 8 seconds. That's actually kind of crazy. I like it. I mean, everybody that plays Huntress and things like that, they're gonna love it. I'm All Ears has a cooldown of 30 seconds now instead of 40, which is quite nice. You can use it a lot more. Trail of Torment, they have also reduced the cooldown to 30 seconds. This used to be 60, so you will see a lot of Trail of Torment, I think, because it definitely is a perk that's used in a lot of builds. Oppression has reduced the cooldown to 40 seconds. This used to be 80. Dragon's Grip reduced the cooldown to 40. This used to be 80. Machine Learning increased the duration to 60 seconds. This used to be 30 seconds. Autodidact, they decreased the starting skill check penalty to -15. This was -25. Empathetic Connection increased the healing speed bonus to 30%. This used to only be 10. Iron Will, which is the biggest one that I've seen, reduces the grunt of pain to 100% again instead of 75. So the good old Iron Will is literally back. I used to run tons of perks to make up for this, like Bite the Bullet, etc. Happy Iron Will is back. Resurgence increased the healing granted after being unhooked to 70%. This used to be 50%. Solidarity increased the healing conversion rate to 70. This used to be 50. Babysitter increased the duration of haste and pools of blood hiding for 30 seconds. This used to only be 8 seconds. So huge perk changes that we have. I'm really happy that they've actually went ahead and change a lot of these perks. I actually had a video that was meant to come out today before they announced this, talking about changes I'd love to see coming into DBD, and one of the things that I had on the list was updating perks and just making them a little bit better. We're really seeing that. I really am happy with this. A lot more killer perks, I'd say, that have been adjusted, and I think will have a bigger impact than some of the survivor perks, and same with the killers being adjusted. So definitely, if you're always picking sides, because that's how DBD is, this is definitely more of a killer-orientated patch. But I think all of these changes are here for a specific reason, and with the new survivor right on the horizon, I believe coming out in this update as well, there's probably a reason for a lot of these changes. So stay tuned before you jump the gun and you're like, DBD's killer-sided. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at probably the two biggest pieces of information that we have in this. Number one is hook respawn. Hooks that a survivor has been sacrificed on will repair themselves after 60 seconds. This is actually a pretty significant change. Before, if you put someone on a hook, the hook would just completely disappear, and that's pretty much it. They said, would hooks remaining permanently broken, it would create some dead zones where it was impossible to get a survivor to hook before they can wiggle free. Now when a survivor is sacrificed on a hook, it will automatically be repaired after 60 seconds. This is a good change because they really are trying to encourage you to sabotage more hooks. So by doing this, it works out, because if it was already a dead zone, everybody could just run into that area and there isn't much that you can do on specific maps. So this is a good change. 60 seconds is, I'm fine with it. I think it's okay. We'll see how it goes over. And the biggest thing, this is also something that I pointed out in my video that I was supposed to upload, which you'll still see coming, is map variations. This was something that I wanted for a very long time, and I said they added layout variations to Yamaoka, and they've added loadout variations to Mount Ormond, which means we're going to get a bigger pool of maps, and I love that. I really like that, because while it's still the same exact thing, it's a little bit different. So it still feels at home, but it's different. And I think that's a perfect way for them to incorporate new maps, especially when we don't get new maps in certain chapters. I think this is fantastic because they're using the same exact elements. So it's not a big surprise, and it feels different. There you go, everybody, kings and queens. That is the entirety of the developer update. Lots of good stuff in this one, I gotta say. This one is looking like a pretty good W update. So Singularity and the Night are the main focus in this one. I think they're gonna feel and play a lot better. We'll see how it is. And of course, I think there is a new survivor coming out with this as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll probably get more information on Tuesday. It is licensed, so they're probably gonna drop it last second. So stay tuned for that. As I mentioned before, I do have some DLC codes that we're going to be giving away on Twitch. It's a little bit early for me to go live right now. It's only 10 in the morning. So in about 2 hours or so, I'll go live on Twitch. And on top of that, we also have some exclusive charms that you can earn for Dead by Daylight. Only the Fog Whispers are giving them out. And since I'm a Fog Whisperer, you can earn them there. So make sure you guys are coming on over. That's pretty much going to do it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. As always, I'm the King. I did my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.